Cersei Lannister, Lena Headey, was married to Robert Baratheon. She has beautiful features, but has an unpleasant personality and is often rude. Cersei is ready to charm anyone who will be useful to her, while entering into an intimate relationship with him. Bran Stark, Isaac Hampstead Wright, is one of the sons born to the married couple Stark. Due to the fact that he had an intimate relationship with Cersei, her brother Jaime threw him out of the tower, which led to a leg injury. He is able to foresee the future. Brienne of Tarth served Renly Baratheon. She doesn't have beautiful facial features and lacks the grace inherent in ladies, so she chose the path of a warrior. Brienne has blonde short hair, has a strong build and tall stature, played by Gwendoline Christie. Tywin Lannister, Charles Dance, is the biological father of Jaime and Cersei. He has a good intellect, which allows him to build successful military strategies. Tywin is quirky and can act meanly, even to his child. Believed that Tyrion was a family disgrace. Grand Maester Pycelle served Robert Baratheon, but also quietly assisted Lannisters in every possible way. He can show morality and be obsequious, but he is also capable of breaking rules and acting selfishly. He can help women in labor, played by Julian Glover. Podrick Payne is a loyal servant of Tyrion Lannister, who is also his squire. He is a simple-minded and benevolent guy who always treated his master well, didn't consider him nasty, helped in everything, and even saved his life. He was played by Daniel Portman. Margaery Tyrell was the wife of Tommen Baratheon and the sister of Loras. She is distinguished not only by her beautiful appearance, but also by her excellent intellect. Margaery knows how to manipulate well when she needs it. She was played by Natalie Dormer. Catelyn Stark is Lysa's sister and Eddard's wife. She is characterized by wisdom and a desire to resolve conflicts peacefully. She doesn't flatter herself with illusions and always looks at the current situation realistically. She was played by Michelle Fairley. Addison Tollett served with Jon Snow in the Night's Watch and was friendly to him. He has a rather dark outlook on life and can often respond sarcastically. Addison is not a stickler for making fun of people, even if he doesn't like them. Played by Ben Crompton. Ramsay Bolton, Ivan Rian, is the husband of Sansa Stark. He has a prudent nature and is used to acting rather harshly and personally participating in bullying people. Often shows arrogance and likes to manipulate. He was brutally torn to pieces by his dogs. Stannis Baratheon is closely related to Robert and Renly, but not really close to them. He is characterized by perseverance, inflexibility in his decisions, and knows how to develop battle tactics well. Wants to get the Iron Throne. He was played by Stephen Dillane. Ygritte, Rose Leslie, lives behind the wall and is one of the wildlings. She is not stupid, has good survival skills, can show mercy, and is excellent with the bow. Ygritte is brave and values independence. Has a mutual romantic interest in Jon. She has red hair. Myrcella Baratheon, unlike her brother Joffrey, is a good-natured girl not prone to violence. Myrcella is considerate and can be empathetic, but her innocence has been fatal to her. Has long blonde curly hair. The role is performed by Amy Richardson. Gran is on good terms with Jon Snow, with whom he served in the Night's Watch. He is quite a tough warrior, but sometimes his movements and reactions could be slow. Gran doesn't accept incest, and it caused him a feeling of disgust. He was played by Mark Stanley. Jon Snow is Eddard's natural nephew, who was passed off as Ned's illegitimate son. He is a highly moral person and believes that everyone who comes to serve in the Night Watch should be like that. Has excellent fighting skills. He was portrayed by Keith Harington. Meryn Trant is at the head of the Golden Claw Guard. He was known as a cruel knight who could well beat a woman and is also a child molester. Meryn is one of those who will never come to the aid of the weak and fulfill Robert's every whim, played by Ian Beattie. Yara Greyjoy hails from the Iron Islands and holds the rank of fleet captain. She has a strong nature, is not subject to fear, and is not used to giving up. Yara has leadership qualities and is an adherent of biting humor. The role is performed by Gemma Whelan. Roderick Castle, Ron Donachie, is the warrior who served the Starks. He knows perfectly well how to properly fight, handle weapons, and even at his age he can give odds to many soldiers. Castle is able to meet his death with dignity, has a scar near his eyebrow. Viserys Targaryen is a close family relationship to Daenerys. He is greedy for power, has a selfish disposition, and often mocked his own sister and used her for his own selfish purposes. He wanted to conquer the Seven Kingdoms, has golden hair, played by Harry Lloyd. Khal Drogo is the beloved of Daenerys Targaryen, whom he not only loved, but also respected, protected, and could even kill for her sake. He has a somewhat intimidating appearance and is distinguished by his courage. The role is performed by Jason Momoa. Talisa Stark is the wife of Robb. Slavery was unacceptable to her, and she desperately didn't want to live in a place where it flourished. She knows how to provide medical care and is not afraid of complex injuries. The role is performed by Una Chaplin. Jorah Mormont was one of Robert Baratheon's spies, but took a liking to Daenerys Targaryen and went over to her side. He tries to be a straightforward and devoted person who thinks not only about himself. He is fluent in several languages, played by Ian Glenn. Tarek Soundaxis is engaged in trade and is quite an influential and secure person in Quarth. He is able to perform all sorts of deeds and not always good, but he sees nothing wrong in this. Had a love relationship with Dory. The role is played by Nansa Anozi. Robb Stark is Ned's natural son and successor. He is a noble man and doesn't approve of executions as well as the use of bullying and drawing mutilation. Robb is well versed in military affairs. He was married to Talisa. The role is performed by Richard Madden. Jonas Slint is listed in the City Watch of King's Landing as a commander. He has an immoral nature, lacks conscientiousness, and is an adherent of cruel methods. Slint is a man without honor who often trades in bribery. The role is performed by Dominic Carter. Lysa Arryn is the mother of Robin and is also the sister of Catelyn Stark. She has an envious nature, is not distinguished by marital fidelity, and caused the premature death of her first husband. Was very kind to her son. The role was played by Kate Dickie. Benjen Stark is the native brother of Ned and was part of the Night's Watch. He is an experienced fighter and is often engaged in reconnaissance activities in the areas adjacent to the Wall. For Jon Snow, he was a subject of admiration, played by Joseph Mole. Ross Esme Bianco makes a living providing sexual services and has included Theon and Jon Snow among her clients. She has beautiful features, a slender figure, and also has a magnificent chest, can read and write well. Ross was killed by an arrow from a crossbow. Sandor the Hound Clegane, Rory McCann, is a close associate of Joffrey Baratheon and is responsible for his security, and is also related to Gregor. He has a massive physique and is a fairly strong man who tends to behave aggressively, has scars on his forehead. Samuel Tarly, John Bradley, got along well with Jon Snow and was one of the approximate people close to him. He is characterized as a devoted and shy person who is not particularly courageous, very well read, literate, and owned the secret of a friend's birth. David Seaworth, Liam Cunningham, has a close friendship with Stannis and was deeply loyal to him. He is accustomed to conscientiously carry out any business for which wouldn't undertake and is not a person with prejudice. He was negative to Melisandre. Rickon Stark, Art Parkinson, is the younger brother of Arya and Sansa, who can sometimes laugh at his brother's failures. He is quite a smart boy for his age and can understand a lot. Has a curly hair. He gets along well with animals and has a dog named Shaggy Dog. Petyr Littlefinger Baelish became the second husband of Lysa Arryn. He sought to gain power, could behave arrogantly, and influenced people without much concern for their feelings, experiencing a romantic interest in Catelyn. The role was played by Aidan Gillen. Rest was in the ranks of a Night's Watch only to avoid cruel punishment. He is not one of the noble people, is greedy for betrayal and capable of committing rape. Rest has an envious nature and may well humiliate another person. The role is played by Luke Barnes. Theon Greyjoy is Yarrow's brother, who has a rather arrogant nature. Sometimes he could make fun of others, and quite stupidly. Outwardly, he demonstrated determination, but in reality, he was somewhat notorious. Has careless curly hair. He was played by Alfie Allen. Eddard Ned Stark is Catelyn Tully's beloved. He's distinguished by courage and is a rather wise person who will never go against his principles. Ned knows how to find the right way out of a situation and stays calm at the same time. He was played by Sean Bean. Daenerys Targaryen is the true lover of Khal Drogo, although she was forced to marry him. Sometimes could act naively, but she had an inner core, has a blonde hair, which is a hallmark of her family, could get in along with dragons, played by Emilia Clarke. Piper was on good terms with Jon Snow and Bran, who were also fellow members of the Night's Watch. He has self-respect and doesn't go on about the high-ranking persons with their wild requests. Has a good voice. The role was performed by Joseph Alting. Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner, initially acted somewhat stupid and rather simple-minded, but was able to change and became able to manipulate people. I found this photo on the internet and added to my video for you to know it's fake and Photoshop. Sophie is a beautiful and sweet girl. Joffrey Baratheon, Jack Gleeson, is relative kinship to Marcella and Tommen. He has an extremely sadistic nature and takes real pleasure in the suffering of others. Could often do rash acts due to his inexperience and not infrequently brought problems to his kingdom. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.